I just want to make one note to the program. I'm a grandfather, not a godfather. On behalf of Alex Yamanichian, our chairman and CEO, and our entire team, I'd like to take this opportunity to thank and welcome the press and invited guests to today's event. Today is a significant milestone that we're reaching at the Tropicana as part of the transformation to our property. As many of you know, we have already begun renewing and revitalizing this historic property. We've already started the renovation of our guest rooms, our casino floor. We are soon to have a new convention center completed, as well as the much anticipated opening of our Nikki Beach Club and Nikki Beach Nightclub in April of 2011. Today, we announces and marks another attraction that will be coming to our property that we find to be very intriguing, and we believe will do a good job of chronicling the history of Las Vegas, the period of time in which organized crime arrived in the city. It also will chronicle the rise as well as the demise of the mob, thanks to the efforts of state, gaming, and law officials who were successful in ridding the city of the crime organization in the 1970s and 1980s. This attraction is set to provide information, education, and entertainment to all the visitors who will be coming to Las Vegas and coming to this exhibit. The attraction is an inspiration and a goal that was started about 18 months ago by two gentlemen, Lou Ventry and Jay Bloom, who are the managing partners of this attraction. At this time, it gives me a great deal of pleasure to introduce the two gentlemen to you who will be presenting the Las Vegas Mob Experience here at the Tropicana later this year. Please welcome Jay Bloom and Lou Ventry.
My gratitude to the Tropicana. We are in the process of creating something truly extraordinary. We have been privileged to be given access to stories from the people who knew these infamous gangsters firsthand, their family members, digital stories that provided us unfettered access to their personal collections of artifacts. So I'd like to begin by introducing our extended family. Without the access that they provided us, and they've been very quiet and very private for decades. So thank you again, guys. Thank you. Okay, we've all been hearing a lot about it. The Las Vegas Mob Experience is coming. It's coming. Well, it's here. The Las Vegas Mob Experience is very proud to announce that it will be opening at the end of this year here in this very space at the Tropicana, Las Vegas. The property has an incredible past. Thematically, I can't think of a more relevant property on the Strip. So, that said, the Las Vegas Mob Experience is going to be, let me tell you a little bit about what's been designed. The Las Vegas Mob Experience is going to be a merger between the largest, most comprehensive collection of artifacts that utilize the latest in technology in their presentation. The idea was to stay away from becoming a static museum and instead creating something that's dynamic, that's robust. We wanted an environment that was reactive to the guest. When a guest walks into our space, we want them to be immersed in the experience where they lose touch with the real world outside. For an hour or so, they're in our world and they become part of the story. And that's why it's an experience and not an exhibit. To accomplish this, we've partnered with some of the latest and greatest minds that are out there. We would like to announce that MJD Construction is our general contractor, and we've retained Clyde Juba as our architect. We've also retained a group called Wayne Joe and their sister organization Visioneering, which is comprised of a number of former Disney Imagineers and Universal creative people. With that said, I'd like to introduce Mr. Mel McGowan of Visioneering to talk a little bit about his vision. One other thing I'd like to touch on, and I'm sure you've all noticed our buses. Our intent, and we'll use this moment to announce this as well, our intent is to use these decommissioned prison buses, actual prison buses, to run up and down Las Vegas Boulevard. We've contracted 15 stops along the boulevard. And our buses will provide free transportation 10 hours a day, 7 days a week to Tropicana, Las Vegas for people attending our Las Vegas Mob Experience. So I'm very proud of these buses, and I would encourage you to explore them when the press conference is over. The last thing I wanted to touch on is we've brought a small sampling of our artifact collection. Our collection consists of well over 1,000 artifacts, and there are a good 36 major jaw-dropping artifacts, one of which we brought here today to share with you. We have acquired, along with Meyer Lansky's estate, a 200-page handwritten diary that Meyer Lansky kept while he was alive. It's never been in the public domain, as is the case for most of our collection, and it's some really interesting reading. We have display cases over here that, again, I would encourage you to check out. One for Mr. Meyer Lansky, one for Benjamin Siegel, one for Tony Spilatro, and one for Sam Giancana. So again, you're welcome to look at the artifacts, look at the buses. This is going to be unlike anything that Las Vegas has ever seen before.